Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena we are going to play Mono White Aggro. I tried very hard to find a different deck. I tried Mono White Flyers with Safara. I tried Mono White Humans with Icon of Ancestry. That was actually pretty fun to play casually. I tried something I called Tough Beats, where I used the dual colored Hawatli, the hybrid mana Hawatli, to make toughness be the damage that's assigned, and it ran a bunch of yoke docks and nonsense like that. But nothing could really keep up, and the standard events were an absolute smashing. So while those decks are fun, janky nonsense that might make it into some of my patron videos or supporter-only videos, they overall mostly got their butts handed to them. But this deck, on the other hand, is still in the handing the butts to other people business. Yeah, it is quite the pile. So I haven't changed much about the deck. I believe I think Hunted Witness was in it before, and I'm on full 8 tappers with Giant Killer and Law Rune Enforcer. It's not foolproof, but it allows me to run basically 0 removal if we can always tap down the creature that would be in our way or causing us trouble anyway. So we have no removal, and we actually have a lot of utility out of our 1-drops with Fairy Guidemother, possibly giving a lift to Gideon or an elephant for a lot of damage, and Loyal Pegasus is a 2/1 flyer for 1. Oh, I remember, Venerable Knight was in the deck, and I replaced it with the tappers. Yeah, no regrets. I've really enjoyed them. And then over here we have Tomic, 2 of those, 4 Tithe Takers, still making Simic Flash miserable, and 4 Raise the Alarms, just to make our Heraldic Banners, our Unbreakable Formations, our Venerated Loxodon excellent. Gideon still runs this yard, and I went up to 4 castles, because the games where I have one of these to fall back on, if they get longer, these turn out very important against sweepers, and very important as a mana sink once you have your banner. So I love the deck. I made a video with an almost similar list earlier, so I feel kind of bad about that, but is it the best white deck? I think it might be, and I hope it proves it in this color challenge. I hope we have a really good run, and I hope you enjoy watching it. So yeah, it wouldn't be the color challenge without playing probably the best deck within the color, the tryhard deck. And honestly, this might be the only viable white aggro serious deck option in the meta, so we got to give it a shot. All right, let's dive right in and let the white aggro nonsense begin. I guess it's a keeper. It's got some Tithe Taking, some Law Rune Enforcing, and some Unbreakable Formating. So, and we're on the play. Lock it in. Just lock it in. Scorch Spitter. Yep. We'll just say go here. The Law Rune Enforcer bricks the Scorch Spitter. Unless the opponent's willing to remove it, in which case the Tithe Taker is still ready to rumble. Wow. Wow, with a Tithe Taker on the board, you use Lava Coil. Okay. I mean, I'll trade and make a 1/1. Still a pretty good deal. Oh ho 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 ho! Let's see what's up. 3 mana Planeswalkers, are they good? Anything haste? There are haste things, but I think I'll just go with the lifelink. I can't imagine haste thing hitting for 5. Are 3 mana Planeswalkers on the play good? Found a Spitter and a Courier. Courier at least can poke Gideon if the opponent chooses. Okay, I guess face is always the place. Second Gideon, sure. Alright, so we plus here. You get Vigilance, that's what you get. So that you can also defend if needed. Not really what I want to do with an Unbreakable Formation in hand, but we just send that message. Get in there. Get the damage done. And we get another Tithe Taker onto the battlefield. So let's see what the opponent has now. Chandra. 3 mana Planeswalkers. They're a lot worse when you miss a land drop. So what are you gonna do? Last time you didn't attack Gideon. This time you all attack Gideon. Sure. Well, Chandra's about to die. If I let Gideon take 3 here, then I untap and have Unbreakable formation if I don't draw any other creatures. And I guess that's fine. I do want all my creatures to get buff. And plus we're taking out the Chandra, but I bet my opponent has another one. Yep, Gideon's not impressed. Raise the alarm. Crap. Doesn't play great with the Unbreakable formation and the 4 lands that I have, but it can intercept my opponent's next Chandra attack. So we'll go here, we'll go here, we'll name Vigilance. And it can set me up for a better formation potentially, depending on how the opponent plays their turn. And yep, otherwise we'll just leave the blockers.
I don't have enough swears right now.
That sounds about right. The opponent doesn't have enough swears right now. It's here. Going face. Let's raise the alarm, intercept the Torch Courier, although we could wait and then formate something. I do want this thing to die. If the opponent doesn't have creatures, their deck is a lot less effective. I don't need that many creatures to win. It's not one of the matchups where you have to be particularly wide. Alright. Hit you with Vigilance. Smash, 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 smash. Almost dead. The formation can still just hang back while I draw out all these awkward 2-drops. But whatever works. It's okay. I can work with this. Wow. That's a card you just main deck. 1 damage to each creature and creatures can't block. Alright. Make them indestructibles, because why not? And then pump the squad with the formation and smash the red mage. Yay! Look at all this stuff. We'll drop a Mastery Orb up in there. We'll open up some gems. A giant skewer. God bless us, everyone. Gems. Killa, Taka, Bana. Seems good. It's on the draw, which means bad things, but what can you do? I can't imagine mulliganing making the hand a lot better, so I guess we go for it. And see what our opponent brought to the party. More mono red? Considering there was absolutely no mono red in the MCQ over the weekend, like in day 2, the deck just keeps getting play. It just keeps seeing play. People cannot resist it. My deck's not great against mono red. We don't have a removal, any way really to remove a Torbran or a Frenzy. Like, we're just kind of stuck against those cards. But, I mean, it just keeps happening. Oops. Sure. Going second sucks. It's really bad. Never do it. Avoid it at all costs. Just don't play half your games, I would say. Now here's the question. Does the opponent have land number 3? Oh my god, they don't. That's the oops. I mean, I'll definitely trade. I don't know what you're cashing in for here. 2 damage? It's not enough. It's a very bad anti-value type play. Alright, let's put this out. This is much like our Cavalcade in the white deck. The sooner we get it out, the better. Because extra mana actually has uses. At least, it often does. If we draw a castle. That sucks.
I'm happy as a hellion to start the fight. Don't worry. I brought
It's gonna sting a little. It'll be okay, though. We'll be fine. Do I put out the Gideon into this? Ooh, I have a Raise the Alarm. Yeah, do I put out a Gideon Blackblade onto the battlefield? I guess it can absorb some damage. Can give this Vigilance or Lifelink. And then we also have a Tithe Taker. Or we can raise the alarm to defend it. Yeah. Seems pretty good. We'll give you some lifelink. The opponent with those oopses. What a pro magician.
What the heck?
So let's see what happens next. Is it Torbs? It's another cavalcade. So if the opponent attacks Gideon, I can't defend her.
Don't worry.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, but that doesn't kill him. We could flash in the raise the alarm and save him. Is he worth it? If Chandra's about to die anyway, is he worth it? I don't think so. Actually, I think we let him die, and the opponent has decided to go face. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we go to 8. I know I've said I don't think so a lot of times, and at some point I'm going to be wrong. But I don't want to trade my raise the alarm token for temporary critters, and maybe that's the value mage in me being a wimp. Now the opponent's lighten the stage. Can they find a win con? They find a Scorch Spitter. Alright. So we do this again. We do this. We plus you. You can have some lifelink. Yeah. Opponent is very very alerted to the presence of all this damage, and we'll get Chandra off the battlefield. Can't be blocked here. Knock the opponent back down to 6, go to 11. They say good game. So I think that means they don't have a comeback from here. They are emote happy. I'll throw them one back. But they are determined to get that damage in. And that's it. Well, that was a foot race, but it ended in our favor. Well, it's a hand. It doesn't have any payoff cards. No banners, no Loxodons, but we're on the play, and I guess we just push it to the limit. So here's my Pegasus. We'll start there. Then we'll figure out if we, based on what the opponent plays, and if we want a Raise the Alarm or a Tithe Taker. And facing a Knight of the Ebon Legion, I think I want a Tithe Taker. It's a good square up with the Knight, as we'll gladly trade it for the Knight if the opponent dares get frisky, and they don't. So we could jump the Tithe Taker with the Fairy Guide Mother. The opponent has open mana. They could have a way to mess with that. Or we could just let them be offensive. I mean, this is still a good trade if we need it. And then the other option is to play Law Rune Enforcer and Raise the Alarm. Go. Go forth and hit. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Raise the Alarm won't do much if we don't draw a payoff. The 1/1s don't match up well with the 1/2. But maybe we'll jump one of them to get some extra damage in with the Guide Mother. Here is a Law Rune Enforcer. And we'll say go. Can't tap the mighty Knight of the Ebon Legion, though. And there is a Midnight Reaper. Okay. Opponent didn't try to attack first to see whether I would block or not, so they definitely want to hold this back for something. And here comes Raise the Alarm tokens. Ooh. Haha. Oh man. Yeah, I think we just make that happen. Team. Opponent has no good blocks right now, and we know we're gonna hit them pretty hard. And if they do block, they do get to draw some cards and prevent a little damage, but they still take 1 damage for each one. And every chunk out of their life makes their Midnight Reaper, like, do 1 damage to myself, card draw worse. And they take it all on the chin, down to 4. How do you get out of this? How do you get out of this? Look at your hand. It's Murderous Rider with lifelink to try to shore up a little bit on the ground, and a Falmir Knight, but that's game because Loyal Pegasus and anything with flying, thanks to the Guide Mother, is gonna do it. Hey, yeah. I mean, it was a quick and dirty game, but it turned out well for us. It was that draw of the formation was nice. Yeah, we're going first. We do have a lot of 3-drops and no third white, so this is going to be a sweat as we try to draw another plains in the next 2 draw steps. If we do, the hand is pretty great. So hold on to your butts. Our opponent took 2 mulligans, I think. Yeah, turn 2 Oko doesn't do it. Doesn't always end up in the opener. You got to work for it sometimes. AKA London Mulligan, and boom. Here's the Pegasus. There's the passage. All right, no Once Upon a Time, no Gilded Goose. And we did draw the land. We didn't even have to sweat it. So let's see what the opponent's got for us. They are playing the power color. This is the power couple in Magic right now. Yeah, let's go straight to Gideon. I love Heraldic Banner. I absolutely love Heraldic Banner, but I think having a Gideon on the board is just too good. So, I guess lifelink. I don't see anything haste happening, and the opponent's just scooping it right away. So, there is the potential of a hasty questing beast, but the opponent just decides there's no coming back from the spot. And some gems, some XP, some 4-0. On the draw, it's a fine little curve. It is glutted at 3, but I think it's a keep. I can't imagine trying to mulligan it into like a hand with more 1-drops and an elephant or something. So yeah, we'll give it a shot. I don't like where this is going. If we get Wicked Wolfed on 3, the game just ends. That's how that works. This won't be able to attack, but it does fly. So I think we get you down and then play the Tomic, and then hope that the opponent's plan was turn 3 Nissa, and then they have never read Tomic before. Alright, we're going to be sweating this land drop off the top. They didn't make us sweat last time. We've got to sweat this time. Questing Beastie. Yeah, that's not good. Alright, let's do it. Got the land. Okay, so this comes down. This goes white. White creatures, thank ya. And we play a Law Rune Enforcer as well to have something that can tap the Questing Beast, and we start hitting the opponent in the air. And we say, let's race. Please just play your Nissa. Please do it. Ow. So I said in my Monday meta update, Questing Beast went on the decline a lot in these decks, but obviously that hasn't reached the standard event level deck tuning stage yet, but it will someday. That's a good draw. It's a really good draw, but do I need it? Like, if I just pump this and get in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this can tap, so probably 9, 10, 11, the opponent falls to 3? Is that better than just killing the Questing Beast and playing another creature? It could be. It just cuts the opponent back on time. Does this situation get better for me? I think it does. I don't know if Gideon will ever be good. Well, alright. The value play or the aggro play, right? Let's go aggro. Next. Full control. Come on. All attack, but before blocks, tap this. So that the opponent doesn't have the free block. And now they have to trade some stuff away. And our board presence continues to be pretty elevated. You know they don't want to trade their Paradise Druid. They missed a land drop, so they go to 3. All right, how do they get out of this? Krasis time? We have a giant killer that can kill the Krasis. Law Rune Enforcer could also tap it. So that doesn't save them, although they have a Gilded Goose, so maybe their plan is to keep the Gilded Goose available. Yeah, that was a big decision. Whether or not to try to push the opponent to give up their resources, throw away their resources, or let their life total go. We also have to keep in mind food. Though Tithe Taker can really interfere with food if the opponent isn't paying attention. It makes the food cost an extra mana to create and sacrifice. So what's the play? We've been really lucky to dodge Wicked Wolf if that's in the opponent's deck. We are down to 8. We have to watch our own life total. That Questing Beast has done a number. And it is the Krasis. So I think they're just dead. And they're going to sacrifice now, which is smart. They have to sacrifice a food to make a mana though, so they can't gain life. They just have the 2 blockers, and we can tap those. Or we can tap one of them. So, can also just giant kill that. Mystical Dispute doesn't do it. Veil of Summer doesn't do it. I'm trying to think of all the ways that our opponent could weasel out, and I don't think they can. Actually, it's a 3, so we can't. So we tap here. Just play the Tithe Taker so the opponent can't activate things. And flying. Good old flying. One of the oldest mechanics. Since the days of Scrib Sprites, 1/1 flyer for 1 in green, back in Alpha, flying. Flying, flying, flying can make a difference. Yeah, we're on the play. It's usually all you need. So this might get an attack in, this might not, but I have so many 2-drops, I think that just getting this down is the way to be. So we can start getting in there soon. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's like that, yo. Am I taking tithes and am I raising alarms? Yeah, let's take the tithes. We can always Guide Mother it into the sky if the opponent plays something that will block it. It's not Oko. Oh man, we need Tomic. This is a turn 3 Nissa hand. You can feel it coming. You can feel it coming. Our opponent might be playing second Goose. Yeah. Alright, Tomic. Fail. We do have an attack with both of these. We can play Law Enforcer or Giant Killer. I don't think it matters if Nissa comes down. We just need a body on the board to battle with, and we need the Guide Mother to fly over things, although these Goose Eye will be in the way. Let's get busy. We have a block. Sure. I'm very surprised. What does this mean? Should I play the Law Rune Enforcer and the Giant Killer and have some tap down? Or should I raise the alarm and have some 1/1 tokens on the ground? I don't feel like the tokens on the ground, honestly, are going to matter. I feel like they are definitely not going to matter. I'm going to play out my tappers instead. Those might come in useful. Might come in useful? Might come in handy. Once upon a time. Okay, our opponent is... They're struggling a bit. I mean, do they have more land? Do they have a land to play off this Grazer? They're just kind of trading off their mana creatures. Maybe their hand is all mana creatures. Okay, the Bant lands are on par. They are on deck. All right, everybody but, we'll say the Law Rune Enforcer or the Giant Killer? The Giant Killer might actually tap something down, whereas Law Rune Enforcer right now doesn't have targets. It's more expensive to tap with the Giant Killer, though. That's kind of a tough one. This part I'm sure about. This one is the decision that's difficult, but I'm going to go with the fact that there's no Questing Beast, that mana creatures. Yeah, I'm going to go with you. I can still use either side, it's just about which one can get into the red zone after I do that. But this board is wide. And hopefully it leaves a mark when our opponent gets a planeswalker onto the battlefield. But Giant Killer tapping Grazer might just be what we need to do. Here's Krasis. Baby Krasis. Sure. And Scoop. A frustrated opponent who couldn't quite find their way through that draw, showing that even the Bant ramp decks have awkward draws sometimes. I'm not in love with this hand, and it's on the draw. Still, what, like, when I picture mulliganing with this deck, I don't know how it really gets better. Okay, who comes down first? When we see an island, the Guide Mother has the potential to get in more damage. The Giant Killer has the potential to kill a thing. I'm going to go with the Killer. I have choices in my 1-drops. Give me a minute. Alright, we draw the castle. Let's go. Some kind of a flash deck? I don't know. Blue, blue, nothing. I'm a little weirded out. Don't know what my opponent's up to. Breeding pool. Okay, it does feel like flash. Let's go for raise the alarm. If they quench this, I'm gonna be really happy. Yes. Yes, that's where raise the alarm's instant speedness has a big impact. Ooh, Tithe Taker. Whatever I resolve now. Oof. This is such a good one against them too, but if they just have a ton of mana, it doesn't really matter. So we'll lifelink this because we may as well gain 1 life from the attack. And now we've got an attacker who can go right through many of our opponent's creatures. But I don't want this guy ambushed. Maybe just giving it indestructible is fine. Yeah, then it's impossible to ambush my Giant Killer. Alright, I'm guessing there are plenty of counter spells. We could just say go, but I think we've just got to work more things onto the board. So we draw a counter here on Tomic. And there's the Sabotage. Looking desperate from our Flash opponent. Feeling very desperate. And here's a Tithe Taker, which has to be a backbreaker. And they kept on top, right? So I'm guessing that's a forest. Or did they bin this island? They binned this island. Never mind. Alright, they probably have at least 1 more counter. So I don't have to worry about something flashing in if I can tap it with the Giant Killer. So I'll just give this Vigilance. And then it can tap down whatever the opponent plays. And away we go. Down to 6. Do I give my opponent something to counter? I might as well keep them busy. It's not like they have a catch-up mechanism like a sweeper, and once I have my 5th land, I can start making creatures here, but I should be able to win this regardless. Still, I think that keeping the pressure on is the right way to be. Alright. Mystical Dispute, you got it. But this Mystical Dispute is another sign of like the heavy metagaming against blue and green, that if you net deck in best of for best of 1, might not be right for the best of 1 meta. And Mono White smashes out a 7-0, definitely earning its spot in the color challenge. Line up those prizes, give me them gems, double my monies. Li Shi Tian did a number with this white aggro deck, and it may not be perfect in the meta, but it's more reliable than people give it credit for, and they don't really respect it. So while I think the green-white Adventures deck draws more cards and has more card advantage, I think that this deck is incredibly consistent and is worth a try every now and then. I've literally seen nobody else play it on Arena. since I picked it up, and I didn't change a single card from the list that was that I made a video with a few weeks ago. Still really good, so check it out. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I'll see you in the next video where the Covert Go White color challenge will continue, and we'll take our mono white beatings over into the historic realm, as well as throw in some mono white brawl and probably some mono white free to play. So look forward to that, and see you next time. Goodbye.